one challenge that I noticed is that I feel like, you know, from time to time, I find that experience, this expansive, undescribable, not no thing experience. First of all, it's incredible because it does feel like we went through this path and a journey only to come back full circle. And I was like, ah, shit, I didn't need to do all of this loop because it was here, but I don't feel like I have access to it without the journey.
Yeah.
But at the same time, when I find it, or when I reveal it, or unearth it, or remove obstacles to see it, I feel like it's so, like, literally my breath becomes very shallow. I'm like, don't move, don't move, don't move anything. Like, don't mess with it. I'm there. And then I'm like, I literally almost don't move. And my breath is like, I
Yeah.
can't. I'm like, I really want to guard that. And it works when I don't
Yeah.
shake things. And to me, it sounds like there's something confusing about that because the way you describe it, I feel like it's overarching. It's like it's everywhere. It's almost like if I want to breathe and I take a straw and I don't notice that there's
Yeah.
air everywhere, and I go like, don't drag me, I found
Yeah.
air. You go like, no, like, don't worry about the straw. It's like the
Yes.
air is everywhere. And I'm like, no, 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 I need to concentrate. So that is a question that
Yeah.
I have. And why does it feel so
Yeah.
ephemeral and fragile, this place that is meant to be over encompassing?
Very good question. First of all, I must say that I share the thing with the breathing. I used to experience that too. That it felt like if I take a deep breath, it like I come out of it or whatever. So I totally recognize that. Um, so before I answer the actual question, just regarding that part, uh, I would let me answer the question first, and we come back to the breathing part. It's better, easier to do in this order. What you're referring to is the receipt, that the receipt you gain as a character when your attention finds you, the receipt is that state in your body and mind, that expansive state. It's not the actual I, it is what happens to Jonathan, the individual, when attention goes to you. And this state is fragile. Not only is it fragile, it is meant to be fragile, because if a tiger comes, you need to be that quickly out of that. So the state that comes up in Jonathan, it rightly so disappears if anything takes much attention from it. But it doesn't have to be that fragile. That is the second part of the answer, which it was for me too initially. So during that state, even, no matter how blissful and nice it is, and you can hold on to it, try to remain uninterested in this state and find the part of you that is not holding on to it. Okay? Because there is a part of you, very subtle, in that vastness, in that beautiful state. There is a part of you that is like, like that is not like, oh, I'm there. And focus on that instead. So again, even in this is the difficult part. That's why, and I can reveal to you, I've done this kind of guidance during intense, even psychedelic trips, when people are experiencing god-like presences, like mysterious mandalas of creation. Even in that, there is a part not impressed. Now that is very difficult to say. We cannot pretend. This is where the progressive work comes, as our nervous system becomes accustomed with the infinity of our self. Initially, it is not accustomed to stay very long with you. So the state becomes fragile. But as you notice, but even in this fragility, I'm watching it. And it disappeared and it came back. I'm watching it. Then that's how it started to be more unconditional with my breathing. And even again, I have children that can run in here any moment, and I have to remain as aware. Today I heard during this session, I don't know if it came into the session, but one of my children probably fell down from something. I heard like boom and a large cry. My parental nervous system 100% reacted on that. It was like I started sweating and worrying, and I could still have awareness enough to see that my wife handled it and everything seemed to be fine after a minute. I didn't need to go down. And during the whole time, the awareness of the I was pointing to was still here. Like I could see a part of me that is not triggered, even of while all of my humanity was triggered. So this is where slowly it leads to that my nervous system calms down with this state. It is not like, whoa, it's so cool. It's like, okay, it is cool, but it comes and goes. That which comes goes, and that's not I. So you kind of have to let go of that beautiful place and be more curious in who am I, knowing that beautiful place that is so fragile.
It's interesting because that place, the way I understood it, it's like when I reach that state of no thought, which is
Yeah,
already huge progress for me, huge, like
yeah,
monumental. I was like, this is the self. But if I understand you correctly, there's even a more fundamental layer.
yeah. And no state is the self. That state is Jonathan's reaction to you. When you manage to take your avatar's attention to you for a certain amount of time, he just like, wow, his mind opens, the apps stop running, and body opens, and it's just like that's how much he loves you, I would say. That's his lovely reaction to your presence.
Hmm.
But he's also on earth, and he needs to be able to react on other stuff. Someone comes into the room, and again,
Yeah.
with my nervous system, I was born in a war. It's programmed to react on certain sounds. So we don't make this something conditional or on our character, that our character needs to be able to hold its focus in a certain way. Otherwise, I'm not the self. You are the self anyway. And you will have these different levels of expression in your individual. It might even go not only towards like more wow and wow expressions. As Rupert Spira said, his biggest awakening experience was quite like, hmm, oh wow, like it was not at all. While some Adyashanti explains that he saw, when his mind opens, he saw several lifetimes before and all the work that gone into refine the mind. And like it doesn't, in both cases they just recognize they're the watcher, they're the knowing of that state. They both have the same recognition of the knowing. I'm the awareness of what's happening, but the happening was totally different in both cases. You all with me? This is a very good question, because basically this is in one way or another how the mind will postpone recognition. It's already listening to all of us right now. It's watching this from all ears, seeing from all eyes, but it wants to postpone. Oh, when that experience comes. So, a very important question to listen to for anyone who's truly, genuinely interested in knowing themselves. Yourself is not any state that can appear. The states can be like mirrors. Some state can really mirror you more closely. Some states does not really mirror your infinity. But no mirror or state is you. You all get me on this?